This morning, House lawmakers are heading back to Capitol Hill to vote on the Senate's updated version of President Donald Trump's massive budget bill. The so-called Big Beautiful Bill narrowly passed the Senate after a marathon debate yesterday. The Congressional Budget Office says if passed, it could add $3.3 trillion to the federal debt over the next 10 years and would add steeper cuts to Medicaid. Now, if approved, health leaders here at home say that this could cause thousands of people to lose their health insurance and force hospitals to close.
Yeah, they say that those steep Medicaid cuts could be historically devastating here. Our Winston Reed is live this morning with more on this, including reaction from Louisiana's congressional delegation. Winston, you learned that Representative Steve Scalise actually met with local hospital leaders last week. What did they have to say about it?
Representative Steve Scalise says that he met with hospital leaders last week in Speaker Mike Johnson's office talking about provisions that could be added into the bill. But that was all before the hospital leaders and healthcare system leaders put out a letter over the weekend calling the budget bill by Trump and the Medicaid cuts historically devastating. A letter sent out by the nonprofits and hospitals say that the Medicaid cuts listed in the bill will cause rural hospitals to close, healthcare professionals to lose their jobs, and it will leave hundreds of thousands of Louisianans uninsured. Now, although Medicaid is primarily used by people who are low income or disabled, there are now work requirements included to qualify for the program. Representative Scalise told WWL that he wants this bill to be passed in the House by the end of the week. And he says there is a provision added in the bill as of yesterday morning, a $50 billion National Hospital Stabilization Fund that he believes local hospitals here will benefit from.
Hospitals all across the country, including Louisiana, will be able to benefit from these changes because what we're doing is focusing on putting people back to work. We put work requirements on programs like Medicaid so that it can get back to focusing on the truly disabled and needy people that it was set up to help.
Now, Representative Troy Carter issued a statement pushing back on the budget bill and the steep Medicaid cuts, saying that the GOP Senate is celebrating like they just won the Super Bowl, but what they've really done is take a bad bill and make it worse. And he also goes on to say that what's being proposed in Washington is not just a budget cut, it's a life cut. We will continue to follow this budget bill as it is set to be taken up in the House this morning. Reporting live, Winston Reed, WWL, Louisiana.
All right, thank you, Winston. Definitely something we will continue to watch.